Hey everybody, it's Andrew from the Forgot to Grow Up podcast, and today we have a very special new segment for you. It's called Binge Watching at Brunch, and basically the point of it is to watch some movies that maybe you haven't seen in a while, maybe you haven't seen ever. To dive in, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what said movie is, and I'm also going to cook myself some yummy ass brunch because I like food, if you haven't been able to tell. So today we're going to jump in with the movie The Judge. It's got Robert Duvall in it. It's got Robert Downey Jr. in it. It's going to be a great movie. And with brunch, we're going to make some sweet potato home fries, complete with grilled onions, because that shit's fly. We're going to make an omelet, and we're going to have some English breakfast tea. What else were we doing? Oh, we're doing grapefruit. That's what it is. Grapefruit is good for you, and it's delicious. So I'm just going to quickly run off a quick little summary of the characters in the movie and the actors in it while I cut up some onion. So if I cry, I'm not crying because of you guys. So in the movie, we got Robert Duvall, obviously, and if you don't know who he is, screw you. He's one of the greatest actors ever. He was in The Godfather, Apocalypse Now, Deep Impact. He's a very recognizable actor. As well as that, we have Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, the main protagonist in the movie. And if you don't know who he is, why the hell are you even listening to our podcast? So, in addition to them, you got Dax Shepard, famous for marrying, what's her name? Drawing a blank. Oh, this is no good. I am not the walking IMDb today, apparently. Veronica Mars, whoever the hell she is. So, famous for marrying her. He was also in another great movie, which is This Is Where I Leave You, which we'll get onto that in another episode. But you got him, you got Leighton Meester, he plays a minor role in it. Billy Bob Thornton, he plays a pretty major role near the end of it. And then you also got Vera Farmiga, who, in case you guys are into horror movies, because I'm not, if you listen to the podcast, she was in The Conjuring. She plays the wife in The Conjuring, and she's also Norma Bates from Bates Motel, which, I'm not into because I'm a chicken shit, but hey, what are you going to do? So anyways, the premise of the movie, now that I'm cutting the green peppers up, the premise of the movie is Robert Downey Jr. plays a pretty revered, famous defense attorney in Chicago. And while he's in trial one day, he gets a phone call from his dad saying his mom died. So, funny little scene there where the opposing lawyer says, he's told us before, his mom didn't die. And they bust out the voicemail that says, oh yeah, mom did. So that's a nice little fun scene. So he backs up the car, heads down to a small town, Indiana, where he's from, where his dad is. You guessed it, he's a judge. So now that I've got all the onion, all the peppers cut up, now we're cutting up the tomatoes. Just cutting them in half. So anyways, he goes down to the town in Indiana. He's kind of the black sheep of the family, decided to get away from everything and go his own way. And as the story goes on, you see he's more and more like his dad, which at first, you think, they're not going to have anything in common since he was ostracized by the family. But he goes home, he meets up with his brothers. One of them's a little dim-witted. The other one's a former high school athlete who's fantastic. So now we're going to turn on the oven, or turn on the stovetop, rather. So for the home fries, I like to use coconut oil in it, just to give it a little bit extra. Turn on the kettle right now for the tea. So we're going to turn on the stovetop, start to melt down the coconut oil. Throw in sweet potato home fries. Now with these ones I used just a little bit of black pepper, some sea salt, some garlic powder, and a little bit of red hot pepper flakes, because I like just a little bit of kick, not too much, just a little bit. So we throw those in. Now we're going to take just a handful of the onions, and then throw a little bit extra in just because I can. Throw those in, boom. Just a couple of the peppers. And there we go, leave that on high, just let everything start to warm up. Because some people like to cook it slow, me, I have stuff to do. I gotta get this shit done. So I like to have it set medium for the eggs, high to melt the coconut oil for those. Okay, so, now we gotta cut the cucumber. So anyways, where was I? Oh, the family. So he goes home, and Dad gives him a hard time now that he's home, and he's just hanging out. Got nothing really better going on. Catches up with the family, meets up with an ex-girlfriend, and he starts to freak out a little bit here and there about people he meets because he doesn't really want to be there. He wants to get back to his big famous life in Chicago because that's where he's from. And that's where he feels he needs to be. That goes in now. Oil's starting to cook fast now, so we're going to turn that down. Give these a quick little stir. That smells good. So as the movie starts to go on, the relationships start to build up. He finds out his dad's sick, and then it ends up happening that his dad actually hits a guy who he had put in jail back in the day when he was a judge, who he'd put in prison. I'm gonna throw these veggies in there. So as the story goes on, it ends up he gets arrested for hitting the guy, and he's sick, so you don't know what's going on. The whole movie kind of builds around this case where the dad's, going through this stuff, and the son decides to stick around, Robert Downey Jr. He sticks around just to help his dad out and get him through the case. When he thinks he's innocent, whereas the dad really is, on paper he's guilty. And as the story builds up, there's just more and more little things that get thrown in that I don't want to throw out right now, just because it might ruin the movie for you. So now that the kettle's starting to boil. Feel it getting hot. Okay, we're going to shut it off. Because fun little movie tidbit that I learned from watching the movie, actually 2 movies. First movie is Ocean's 13? Ocean's 13, that's what it was. Where Roman comes in, and he's telling him to boil him some green tea, and to do it right, and to take it off right before boiling point. Otherwise you burn the tea. So we're going to go ahead and pour the water into the kettle. And today we're using a English breakfast tea because it's nice and smooth, nice and soothing. Helps out when you get to sit down and you get to binge watch with your brunch. Put the kettle back in, let it sit. Now for said tea, we're going to use a little bit of lemon. No milk, no sugar, no honey, just lemon. Which I learned from the movie, the Da Vinci Code? Yeah, it was the Da Vinci Code. We're going to just stab this a couple times to get a little extra juice out of there. Go grab the mug that we never grabbed. Now we grab our trusty forgot to grow up mug. Just going to squeeze a little bit of the lemon juice in there. And the lemon gives it just a little bit of extra flavor to go with it, so it's not overpowering, it's not too weak tea flavor, it's just a little bit extra. Now for the other half of the lemon, we're going to squeeze this over the home fries. Once again, just to give you a little bit extra flavor. And if you don't like lemon, well fuck you, because lemon's dope. You heard me say it. Lemon is a great add on to it. Now I'm going to go to the spatula. Give this a quick stir while it mixes in with the coconut oil. This is going to be super delicious. Now we're going to give these veggies a quick stir. As they start to cook a lot more, start to heat up just a tad. So on a scale of 1 to 10, The Judge isn't the best movie ever made. I'd give it a solid 8.5 though. It's a good movie just to sit down, watch, relax, enjoy, put it on. You can have it playing in the background and kind of keep your ear open and pay attention to it, while at the same time not really missing too much. But if you're like me, you want to sit down, you want to enjoy the movie, watch it from start to finish, and take in everything that's going on, because there's so many little tidbits thrown in here and there, so many little plot points that you would otherwise wouldn't think's happening if you weren't sitting there paying full attention to the movie. And because it's Monday, it's my day off, and most of you guys don't have the day off on Mondays. I do, because I'm a lucky bastard. Now that we got the eggs in there, crack the yolks. And now,
I'm going to start to slowly mix everything in. Ooh, some onion came up, put it back in. Now we're going to start to mix this stuff up even more. Now before any of you guys go, oh man, Andrew, you know, that's a lot of breakfast. Are you going to eat that yourself? No. Any of you guys who know me, my dog and my cat are fucking pigs, so I have to feed them too. Now that we got that cooking, give the home fries an extra little stir. Now, done with the eggs. Oh man, rough start, guys. Now we're done with that spatula. We're gonna grab. Let's grab a wooden spoon because we don't need too much. Put the eggs away. So now we got the grapefruit. What we're going to do is we're just going to slice that in half. Look at it and ogle over its beauty. Because who the hell doesn't love some good citrus? Especially this time of year when you have 1.5 feet of snow outside. It's minus 15, minus 20. A little bit of citrus is good for you. If you got kids, you're definitely going to want some extra citrus to help avoid any of those colds they're bringing home. So anyways, Judge, you know, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to say, definitely put it on your let's watch this weekend list. Because it's a good movie, nothing too inappropriate with it, you can sit down and watch it with the kid, and near the end it tugs on your heartstrings. I'm not going to say what happens in it, but it tugs on your heartstrings. Pulls you in, and it was probably one of the better movies of 2014. I mean, when you have a cast that has Robert Duvall, Robert Downey Jr., you know, those guys, they're... God knows how many awards they've been nominated for, let alone had. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's probably just as good as The Godfather, actually. You know? That might be blasphemous for me to say, but that's what it is. I'm just going to stir these eggs up a little more. These are almost done. Now, as the eggs start to finish, now we're going to take our feta cheese and we're just going to crumble it all throughout. That way we just get a little bit extra. Wash our hands. Nice veggie. I call it an omelet. It's more of a garden scramble, but it tastes the same going down. Give the home fries an extra little stir. Those are going to come out great. Now, grab the plate. Put our grapefruit on there. Yeah, cut the potatoes. Put a little bit of those in the corner. Put those in low, keep them warm. Give this one last quick stir. Pull her out. Ooh. Throw some on the floor, let the dog eat it. That's what dogs are for. And there we go. Oh. Just gotta pour the tea. Oh, this is a Cartwright and Butler English tea. Nice and smooth. And now, we're ready to eat our forgot to grow up binge watching at brunch breakfast.